Hey, what is going on, people? My name is Toby the Wood King, and today I have new hair, and I'm introducing a new segment to my channel. Welcome to the Elemental Mentality. Now, if you hadn't watched my new room tour video from last week, you wouldn't know that I have a story which I've been working on for the past few years. There are previews on my Instagram, which is linked in my channel page, so if you want to go follow me, I will probably accept your requests. I'm not sure who any of you are, but if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram. But yeah, so this is going to be a segment where I basically introduce my viewers to the characters of my story, and through Lego form, through drawings, etc., etc. So in this video, I'm going to be introducing you to two of the main characters, one of which being the main character, who's called Seth Shadewood, and the secondary character, or one of the two secondary characters, is called Carkoss Shadowling. So with that being said, let's jump into our first description. So this right here, if the camera would focus, is Seth Shadewood in his casual attire. Now, Seth Shadewood is the main character of my story, Elemental, and as you can see, he's got the green aesthetic which goes through most of my channel, but it relates to his element, which we will mention a bit later. As you can see, his casual clothing consists of like a jacket with a little mask there. He's got a belt going around there. As you can see, at the back, he's got some grey jogging bottoms, I like to imagine them as, with the yellow stripes down the side. If you're a big Lego fan, you might be able to tell where some of these pieces come from. For example, this jacket comes from the Iron Man 3 sets back in the day, and these trousers come from the new Cedric Diggory figure from the Harry Potter franchise. And then that is the dog tamer hair, I'm pretty sure it's known as, in the Lego community, in a dark brown, and then that is Jay from a Lego Ninjago movie's face as his head there. I doubt the camera will be able to pick it up, but let's just try and focus on the face. If I do that. Nope, doesn't seem to be picking it up, but there are freckles on either cheek. I like to picture it. Okay, I think you can just about see them. But yeah, I like to picture about 8 freckles on each of Seth's cheeks in alternating patterns. But yeah, this is how he looks throughout most of the acts, as I like to call them. So there are 5 acts to the story, and in this review, I should say, I'm going to be going through the first act. So, of course, there might be minor spoilers for if this ever comes out as the actual story on the channel, but I'll try my best to not include that many in the series. But yeah, as you can see, Seth here. I like to, see, this may be a bit narcissistic. If you've seen the video, you'll see that I draw myself a lot. So I kind of see myself in Seth, which is what I think a lot of writers tend to end up doing. They write a character who they seem to mesh themselves with. So yeah, I could see myself having a great laugh with Seth, and I think we just get along really well. But I will quickly change him into his hero attire. So yeah, if you're a Lego Ninjago fan, you'll recognise a lot of these pieces. So this is basically Lloyd Garmadon's Sons of Garmadon outfit with a couple of different pieces. But yeah, he's also got sword there, and a big bulky shoulder pad there. But yeah, he's got mainly green decoration with some gold and grey decals on there, and black's another colour which I use a lot for Seth, but more for Carkoss, which we'll get onto later. And yes, this is his sword, which is quite nice. I will go through each of the weapons in more detail in a video further down the line. But yeah, I will get on to describing his element now. So Seth, being the main character, his element is quite powerful, but I'd like to try my best to balance out elements in the story, which you'll get to see later on down the line with some of the more, I would say, overpowered elements. Like, Seth's is powerful, but I wouldn't say OP. But yeah, basically, Seth's element is called energy, and this allows him to, like, store his life energy inside him, like most people would. But he's able to release it in green blasts of energy. So on screen right now, I'll show you a demonstration in drawing form to the side of Seth. So if I move him a bit over here, you'll see a drawing there, or I'm pointing to the screen, but you'll see the actual drawing. But yeah, you'll see a drawing of Seth using his element to create an energy burst. And he's able to use this sparingly, because the more he uses his element, the more tired he becomes, which really limits the fact that, like, he is powerful, but he doesn't have long to use it. So, like, I think what I've thought of is going over this limit will, like, decrease his life. There is a car outside. It's highly annoying. Screw you, neighbours. Yes, this is staying in the final draft. But yes, I like Seth's element. It's one of the ones I wish I would be able to have, along with Carkoss and a few others. But I'm going to describe Seth's, like, relationships now. So with other people in the group that he's part of, Kark, I would say, is like a rival to him, and he has a couple of mates or friends. He's ideally friends with the entire group, but a few best friends, I would say. So one of these is called Alex Blitz, another one is called Damien Storm, and his wife, spoilers, is called Zoe Splash. So those will be in the next Elemental Mentality video. But yeah, he's also got 3 siblings called Sean Shadewood, Serena Shadewood, and Simon Shadewood. You can see there's a lot of alliteration with the S's there. Most of the Shadewood family uses an S name, which we'll get onto in later videos, I would say. But yeah, I think that's basically it for, like, Seth's character. If I move him out of the way quickly, I can show you a slightly closer look to his sword. It's got a little tassel at the end, just a basic Lego piece. And also, in the first act, he uses a bike to get around. As you can see, this is basically what I use my normal Lego sets for, is like placeholders for the elemental, like, kind of vehicles and all that. So it says, like, Lloyd there in reference to Lloyd Garmadon, but basically this is like a placeholder for Seth's actual bike, which I haven't drawn because I'm bad at drawing vehicles. So yeah, Seth has a motorbike to get around in the first act, and I think that's about it for Seth Shadewood here. So we will now move on to Carkoss Shadowling. So yeah, this is Carkoss Shadowling here. As you can see, as I mentioned earlier with Seth, he's got this main black aesthetic. I like to think he's wearing a big leather jacket, like skull aesthetic. As you can see, he's got, like, long black greasy hair, which is actually the new Harry Potter hairpiece. And he's also got the Lego Ninjago movie Cole face. He's got plain black trousers, which I just picture to be black jeans. And it's just quite a nice aesthetic. He's got a grey top under there, which the camera isn't picking up much of. So if I move it back a bit, refocus. So yeah, his name is Carkoss Shadowling. He's actually based on one of my old online friends who I made on a Minecraft server, actually. But Carkoss, pointed out to me by Mega Icono, also slightly sounds like carcass, which I find to be a fun little analogy. And as I did with Seth, I will go into his hero outfit and start to explain some more things. So yeah, this is Kark going along with the black aesthetic in his hero outfit, but you can also see that he's added some purple, which is the Shadowling colour. Like green, I would like to say, is the Shadewood colour, and then purple references for Shadowlings. You can see he's got a kind of glaive here, which plays story significance in later acts, but all I can tell you for now is that its name is Hope, and it references like the feelings that Kark experiences with his weapon. As you can see, mainly black. He's got a nice little mask there, and I will quickly get him out of the decorations, and I will explain like how he acts and stuff like that. So Kark has, I would like to say, a lot of emotional baggage. He knows of his father, but he isn't, like, he doesn't remember him. Like, so that's a major plot point in, like, the later acts, which I will explain in later elemental mentality videos. But as you can see, he's not the happiest, if I move him a bit closer, with his grumpy little face there. As you can see at the start, he can be happy, and that's when he's with his friends. So that is his group of Sean Shadewood, Seth's brother, Amber Loveflam, and also Richard Digup. Those are all his group. And of course, he's friends with other people in the Resistance. Seth's his rival. And his father, for now, will remain unnamed. He has got a name, but for spoiler reasons, I will keep it private. But as you can see here, he's quite dark, and this reflects in his element, shadow. So this works in a similar way to Seth's energy. So he is able to create the blasts and kind of things, but he's able to do more. So if I move him to the side, you will be able to see a image flashing up on screen, like with Seth, where with him using his element to create a shadow gauntlet. But yes, he is able to do stuff like that, but he's also able to use his element to transform into a shadow himself and travel between shadows in the area. I think I've given him like a 1 mile radius, which is, I think, a decent size radius, but not too OP, so we can't just go too far away. And yeah, Hope was given to him by someone else who I will mention in a later elemental mentality video. And he's got some problems, as I mentioned. I will not show a vehicle because he hasn't got one in the first act, or I don't think I actually remember making one for him in any of the acts, to be fair. But I will show his weapon, and I will also show something else related to him. So Hope here is quite long. In reference to Kark, it is, I'd say, about double his length. Yeah, I just did it off screen, and it is about double Kark's length. I will show a comparison near the end, but yeah, it's got gold and black decals. The black is like cushioning. I think he doesn't even hold the glaive from there, so it's a bit useless. And it was given to him by someone special to him, as I mentioned. But also something else to do with Kark is this, which I will not elaborate on for now. I will only elaborate on this once we eventually get to the elemental mentality about Kark's father. And as promised, here's a little comparison. As you can see, it will fit if I put Seth above. It is actually over double his height. Like, accurately to the show, Seth, or show, book, whatever I'm going to end up making it eventually. Seth is quite a bit shorter than Kark, but of course, minifigure-wise, they are the same height. So yeah, that has been Kark, and we will move on to the outro. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Elemental Mentality with Seth and Kark. And I hope I'll be able to do more of this in the future with more characters in the story. Move on to the lesser important characters, more of those in like one episode, because of course these two are quite elaborate characters. I'll probably end up doing more story-related ones with them later on down the line. But yes, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. As I mentioned in previous videos, trying to reach 500 subscribers by the end of the year, so if you could help and click that red button below, that would be greatly appreciated. Hit the thumbs up, ring that bell, and yeah, that's all for me. So until next time, toodles.